from the sublime to the very, very noisy, and the mighty sound of an F18C. We'll tell you more about DZ, the man who's flying it, in just a moment, but prepare yourselves for a little more noise, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to protect a few ears, then now is the moment to do it, as this fabulous machine gets airborne.
Yes, we saw the Cougar earlier on. Well, now we're ready for our second item of the day from the Swiss Air Force. An air arm that may be fairly small, but is very, very highly capable, as will be demonstrated by Captain Ralph Easy Knittel from Fliegerstaffel 17 in Miami on the for his high angle of attack barrel roll.
That is extraordinary how little airspace he used to actually do all of that. A remarkably manoeuvrable aircraft indeed.
Yes, of course, fly-by-wire controls for the Hornet, and a recent upgrade by the Swiss Air Force gave new flight control software which has further enhanced the aircraft's agility. Well, his next manoeuvre is a real favourite in Hornet displays, the square loop. The Swiss ordered their Hornets to replace their aging Hunters, Mirage 3s and some of their F5s. 33 of the aircraft were licensed and used in Switzerland by F&W, today part of the Ruag Group at Emmen. And while air defence is its primary function in the Swiss Air Force, it's also multi-role capable.
Of an F18 display then, but I think you're doing a fabulous job here trying to lead us through it. And I hope you're going to come up with some sort of pull-up into a Cuban 8 reversal here, but let's see how it goes. So he's very fortunate to have this cloud to go through the full display. So there you go, the first part of the Cuban coming across now from left to right to give you the second half.
Of Hornets operational, 2 of them, 17 and 18, are based at Payerne, and 1 of them, 11, at Meiringen. Of course, the Swiss do have what they call the militia pilots, part-time, say, airline pilots, but they don't fly the Hornets, which are all piloted by professional Air Force guys. Some of the F5s that remain in service are flown by the militia. The engines powering the Hornet through this outstanding display, a pair of General Electric F404s. It was initially developed to fulfill a USAF requirement as the YF-17. The USAF preferred the F-16 for its lightweight fighter requirement, but it was taken on by the US Navy and Marine Corps and developed into a huge success. Hornets have been in operational service almost since the type entered US Marine Corps service in 1983. In 1986 they went into action in Libya. Hornets of the US Navy scored 2 kills during Operation Desert Storm in 1991. They were in action in anger throughout most of the 1990s in the Balkans campaigns and policing the Iraqi no-fly zones. Then in Afghanistan and Iraq in the 2000s, and more recently, Libya again. A hugely successful export prospect, the Hornet, sold to Australia, Canada, Finland, Kuwait, Malaysia and Spain, as well as Switzerland.
Well, he thankfully just backed off on the throttle there momentarily, just as he was about to break the sound barrier, I think, so thus giving us all a little bit of a pleasurable, but what a wonderful fly past. He's going to drop the gear after this, coming out of this manoeuvre now, and then he'll come back in for a landing.